what is going on? It is Chris Colgan here with EXP Real Estate, located in Northern Virginia with your Northern Virginia weekly news. One of the most popular things that I do on Instagram at Chris Colgan Team is I talk about local breaking interesting news, and it has become very popular on there. So I decided to add that to my YouTube channel as well. These videos each week should only last like 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm gonna find interesting things coming to the area, interesting news and funny stories. And like the thing that I think most people really want to care about is like what's happening in our area and what is like coming to our area. So let's definitely talk about some news stories here for the Northern Virginia and DC area. All right, so the first story coming from the Washington Post is they are expecting it to be an awful winter here in the Washington DC area. They say from the new El Nino storm that I guess comes around. I don't know much about weather, but I guess this comes around every several years. But they go on to say they think there's going to be 5 to 7 significant snow storms here in the DC area. Now, I feel like weather people say this every year and then it goes viral and it doesn't happen. Like last year, we hardly had any snow, but they're expecting anywhere from like 15 to 20 inches to fall down around Dulles Airport and National Airport. So I wanted to know what you guys think. Do you actually think this will be a bad winter this year with a ton of snow, or do you think it's going to be like usual where they say it's going to be crazy and nothing happened? The next story that I'm looking at is this unbelievable mansion was listed by some agents with Sotheby's out of Northern Virginia. It is located in Mclean, and you got to see this thing. It is listed for $15 million. It is on 21 acres, and it's right next to Great Falls and Mclean, and it's listed by Mark Loham and Brian Huey of TTR Sotheby's. And the house is only a little bit of 10,000 square feet, but the really unique thing about this property is it comes with a private ice skating or like hockey rink, which I have never seen on a house anywhere, and is like absolutely incredible. And then it also has horse barn as well and horse riding areas, but listed for $15 million is definitely a very expensive property. I recently just did a video on a house that's listed for $5 million over in the Mclean area. So 15 million is definitely up there, but to come with an ice skating rink, you know, you got to think like one of the Capitals, like Alex Ovechkin or someone like that is going to buy a property like this, but it is definitely unique. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this house. One of my more favorite stories that went absolutely viral on Instagram when I talked about it was Tysons Corner Mall is going to now allow public drinking with a new thing called shopping with a twist for anyone over 21, of course. So here's the deal, right? You can go into one of the restaurants and stop at the bar, you buy a drink, and you can actually walk around the mall now and drink while you shop. Now each store will have a sign up that says if they're drink friendly or not. So because I'm kind of like laughing, so I'm thinking of like somebody walking into the Pottery Barn on their 3rd strawberry daiquiri and they trip and it goes all over a couch and they gotta buy it, or somebody's drunk and they go into Louis Vuitton and drop 10 grand by accident. But this is kind of funny. Like I either feel like this is going to be a great idea or is going to go horribly wrong, but the fact that they're going to let people just walk around and drink in public at Tysons Corner Mall is definitely unique. A lot of people chimed in on this story, but let me know what you guys think. Is that going to draw you to want to go to Tysons and shop and drink, or do you think this is a dumb idea? I definitely think it's a dumb idea in the sense that people are going to drink and probably drive and leave there, which can be dangerous, but obviously I guess they think it's going to bring more business to Tysons Corner Mall. Another great story coming out of Gainesville is Shake Shack is building a standalone restaurant over in Virginia Gateway. Now they put in some permits for this. I think this is going to be huge for that area. There's just not been many good restaurants in that Gateway area. I think it's going to be next to the BJ's and kind of that part of the Gateway Center, which is a huge shopping center. But Shake Shack has gone into some other spots, like I think Fredericksburg, and it didn't work out. But there's also ones in Tysons Corner, Boston, and Reston, I think has a Shake Shack. There's also been one, I believe, in the Sterling area coming in, but Gainesville's going to have their own Shake Shack location, which is a very like upscale burger place, you know, where you go and a burger is like $20, but they're really expanding, I guess, out further into the suburbs. So are you guys a fan of Shake Shack or not? All right, one of the final stories that was a story that I had been following for a couple years. So we all know, if you've lived in the DC area for a long time, the J. Edgar Hoover building, the FBI headquarters, is absolutely ugly. It's actually been called one of the most ugliest buildings in the world, and it's in a bad location in DC. Well, I guess at this point, the building is way outdated and it needs a ton of upgrades. So they're doing a new FBI headquarters. Well, obviously Virginia and Maryland both went in and put in these unbelievable bids, and Virginia decided the best spot would be over by Springfield area. area. And so I guess it came out, the news broke that they decided to go into PG County in Maryland. The GSA, who I guess is the government arm of real estate, decided that would be a better location. But the FBI director sent out a message to everyone at the FBI saying the FBI told them they wanted it to be in Northern Virginia because it was closer to their Quantico office, which makes a ton of sense, and that would be a lot more convenient for them. And the FBI was kind of furious about this, and they totally did not agree, and they felt like politics got involved. Well, of course, our governor and then Senator Kane and Senator Warner are now involved, and they're saying that it should be done over again. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that kind of politics got involved here, and I think Maryland ended up winning this new headquarters. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think like it was done? Now we know it's the government, right? But do you think it was done unfairly? But it is odd to me that I will say that the FBI themselves said it should be in Springfield, and that's where they had like a 3-person panel, and that's where they wanted it to be. But then the GSR, I guess, said, no, we're going to put it over in Maryland. That doesn't make any total sense when the Bureau themselves said it should be here in Northern Virginia. One other story I'm following on commercial real estate is, according to Washington Business Journal, Amazon has actually taken more space in downtown Crystal City next to their current location. Now we know they actually halted the continuation of their new headquarters there, but they obviously already have a huge footprint. They've added more commercial space as they make more people come back to the office. So that's another commercial story that I'm going to be following as well. But as always, if you're thinking about buying or selling a house, definitely text me at the number below or email me info@colganteam.com and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you guys next week.